Hey everyone, this is Suzanne, Glass Garden Beads. Well, I should say Anne Brigg Evans Textile Design, and I'm coming to you from the Tiny Shop. We are going to talk about Girlfriends. Girlfriends is not a stitching kit. It is a kit that we started, oh my goodness, a few years ago, and we put everything as, well, what's the best word to use, as assembly in the kit. So you had to, and what that means is we had cup chain loose, we had the memory wire loose, we had the wire loose, we had the beads loose, and you had to put everything together. Well, that got to be a little complicated. So what we decided to do now is make the cup chain up for you. So these are actually finished bracelets. Look at that. It's a memory wire, and we've got it in the 3 sizes, small, medium, which is how we classify it. That's more for the petite wrist. And then we've got large. That's more for a wrist that's like for me, a 7.5 inch wrist. And then we have 8. We have the extra large, which is 8 plus for a larger broad wrist. So here are the colors. They're $13.75 and they're all assembled. They're just like this. You can wear them as a bracelet. They've got the extender chain on. This one is our rose gold. See, you could layer them. Great for gifts. This one is a silver. And then we have the gold. They're all assembled. The cup chain is wired on. You can just wear them out of here. We've got them for you to use as bases for whatever you want to create if you want to try to stitch on them. And now, what we used to do with our memory wire girlfriends, we would strand beads on a wire and then wrap it. And that's what this is. Simply wrapping the beads on a wire. And with cup chain, you have the little indentation here. So your wire goes right in between. And I'm going to do one for you. These are $13.75. And what we're doing lately is we're thinking you have the beads at home, but we're going to throw in a little bit of our seed bead mixes we had. We're just going to do it randomly. So hopefully you like the color we choose for you. If not, you've got some more beads to add to your stash. So meanwhile, let's get into this. All right, now with the kit, or with this $13.75, you do get what we call wrap wire. And this is 26 gauge or 24 gauge. I'm not sure what we used. I think 26 gauge. And then I'm going to show you how do you add this to a completed bracelet and then add your beads. Okay, so for $13.75, you get your finished bracelet, cup chain in the size you want, and I can put a website link on for you, and then you get your wrapped wire if you want to add beads. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to, whoops, I chose, because it's, I don't know, there's fall in the air, so I kind of chose a darker color. So I chose from our old mix the cranberry. But it's good for display, to show you how it works. And I'm going to open up my wire bag. And I got a couple of tools here. You will kind of, I think it's a good idea to have some chain nose or chain nose pliers. So I'm going to take this and just gently kind of, yeah, and with wire, just be gentle. If you pull too hard, you might end up having a little bit of an issue with, crimping. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to attach this wire to that little circle. So what I do is I take about, I'd say about an inch, and I just hold on to it and wrap it between the gap between the loop and the first cup chain. So I get that out of there. It's kind of clumsy, but it'll come. And you just want to go a few times. And here's where I use my tool, because my my fingers, I don't have a lot of strength in my hands. I think because with all the beading I do, I sometimes think I'm losing strength. So I'm going to just kind of tighten that up a little bit, pull it around one more time. And you don't want to cut it so it's on the base part, because that kind of gets rough. So we're going to cut it up here. I'm just going to take it here, and then I'm going to smooth it, kind of pinch it in here. I just got to see it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm actually all ready, and we have quite an extension of wire here. See that? So what I'm going to do is, just for demonstration's sake, I am going to clip it so it's easier to work with. You can go a foot at a time. You could go the whole wire if you want, but I don't. Here's a trick that I don't do. I only put on maybe about 1 inch of beads, and then I wrap. Otherwise, you get so many beads on, it gets crimped, and it's really hard to work with. So I just kind of do a few at a time. As you can see, I'm just kind of poking them in. Here's another thing I've learned, is kind of pile them and just kind of catch them. See that? Slide them down a little bit. Do a little pile. Catch them. Twang them. Look at, you have to kind of bring it out. I got a little curve on there. Well, hopefully you're more productive than this, because I only got 3, maybe 4 on here. I'll probably be better picking them. All right. So I've got about my inch. See that? Okay. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to very carefully start wrapping. See? Go down. I went between. Put my wire around, and I like to have beads go around the whole thing. Well, it got out of place. Well, I'm just going to let it curve in front of the cup chain, and then I'm going to bring it up, and so I'll be ready to go into the groove of the next one. So that means I got to go some more. So we're going to pick up some more beads here. My computer light just went off. I'm sitting here at my clean desk. I think the last one of my Facebook posts I had it. I tend to work in piles, and I'm really trying to change that. Okay, got some beads on here. Slide them down, and I'm not pushing. I don't have a lot of tension, but I am putting some tension on. I'm going to come around. Push those up, so I really don't want to see the wire underneath. Does that help? Is that a good view? Okay, so I'm going to go for more, and they slide around, so you just kind of get them back into place. Try to get some more on here. This is not a bad project. In fact, the reason this project came about is we had ladies coming into the store that didn't really want to do the needle and thread work. And so we ended up going, if they're okay with just putting beads on a wire, you can wrap it around your cup chain and end up with a fairly, really kind of pretty bracelet with some sparkle in there. So we oftentimes recommend this when girls want to gather here. Now that I'm a tiny shop, you can gather, but you're going to gather with 6 people, not 12 anymore, not at least down here. So then we're going to go here. But you know what I do? If people order 6 or more, doesn't matter the color or whatever, you will get a wholesale pricing. You don't have to be an established bead society, but if you are a bead group and you order 6 or more, you will get wholesale pricing for your group. So think about it, you know, and just let me know. We usually do this via the phone. So, and again, I got a new phone contact. It's 507-330-1367. Look at that. And I'm going to mention our website. Oh, we've got a new domain name, so it's a new web address. You got to enter into your browser so it remembers you the next time you go and enter Glass Garden. Glass Garden Bead Kits, KITS.com. Glass Garden Bead, not a beads, just bead, singular, kits. Look at how nice that's coming. I got, you know, with all my talking, I've got about an inch done, and this is actually quite pretty. So think in terms of girlfriends. We've got it on the site. We've got quite a few made. So if you are thinking about having a little party or get together, this is a good project to have. And you do walk away with a pretty bracelet. So I'm going to put this aside because I think you know, and then when you come to the other end, you just wrap it just like you started here. You just wrap it and then clip it. So let's just say you don't like to work with long length and you want to do 1 foot sections. Okay, let's use this as an example. Okay, I'm down here and I'm going to try to get the beads all the way around. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few more beads and we're going to pretend like my wire is coming to its end, kind of like adding thread. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to come around. Okay. And I got wire on the bottom, which is fine. All I'm going to do is kind of sneak this wire, kind of loosen it up a little bit up here. Sneak this wire underneath and kind of pull. And I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to come across to the next one in front. And I've actually connected this now. So I'm going to cut it. Again, remember, don't cut it at the base. It gives you a little rough edge on your wrist. So then we're just going to kind of smooth that in here. Okay. Now, let's pretend this is a new wire. So what do? You kind of scoot it back here. I want to scoot it under a bead wire. So I'm going to try to get in here. Easier said than done, isn't it? Okay, let's just try to... I bent the wire now. It's harder to get in here. So I want to just take this wire. Do you know what? It actually goes through a bead. So I'm going to take it through a bead. And then it kind of leverages it, and I'm going to bring that old wire, the new wire, stick it probably 2 cup chains back, bring it around. I did go through a bead just to kind of get it in there, and I'm going to clip it. Actually, I'm going to come up through a bead again and then clip it. Looks messy now, but we'll cover it with beads. Okay, let's see if this will take it again. If it won't, I'll just go into another bead. Let's make sure I got it here. We're back here. We want to go into a bead so we don't see it. Okay. Did I go off camera? Okay, I got it through a bead. And these are size 11 beads, so you can do it. This is, all right. So I got it in there. That's good. That should hold it. I'm going to clip it right above the bead. So it shouldn't be rough anywhere. Let's see if I've not done this before. Usually I just kind of hide it in the past cup chain. Now we'll see if we can pull it. Oh, I can pull it. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, I'm a rock star. Okay. So now you can see we ended up on top. And now we're going to add some beads. I just added some wire. Don't you just love how we were raised not to talk, not to boast. I just boasted. All right. Okay, now we're going to just what I'm going to do is kind of move this over So I got to add more beads so I can leverage those beads in between the next open cup chain. Because you really don't want to see where the wire ends and where a new one begins. Oh, come on here, get on here. Okay. All right, let's get over here. Good. See? And you just keep, you know, with your new wire, you just keep adding beads in turn. I think it's a success. So this is the girlfriends without the beads, with the beads. Okay, this happens to be the rose gold finish, and then we've got the gold, and then we've got the silver. So you could have fun with this. Again, girls, if you want to, or guys, doesn't matter, if you want to have a bead group, and you can order 6 or more. The other thing is, I want one destination, so one mailing address. It looks like I didn't bring in my triangle. One mailing address and then one credit card. So whoever's in charge, you're just going to have to make sure you get reimbursed from the rest of the crowd. Or you can give it as a gift. Now, the sale. We have got a, this is actually our wedding Poodle caterpillar, or caterpillar poodle. And it's done the same way as our caterpillar with the base. It's a square stitch, but the thing is I used 8s on this. So it's it's more narrow. And we've had it in the line forever, but with this one, you know, we're kind of, it uses Swarovski crystals, and because our buying power for Swarovskis, we can't get it anymore, or we can't get it. I can't. Anyway, rather than telling you I can't get it, you can get Swarovski crystals certainly, or Austrian crystals. It's just that my stock of this colorway, I'm just using it up, and then I'll transition over to another crystal. So this is an overstock of this colorway, and I'm going to run it for 50% off. Let me see what it costs. I have to tell you. It is $34.95, so I think it'll be around $17 something. And yeah, you can make it for whatever wrist length you want. They're beautiful little crystals in here. This is called the Wedding. It actually fits for a lighter neutral, and that it's not white. I think this is all year round, and it's pretty. So let me just show you what's in the kit. Here you get, whoops, let's just take this out. It reflects, so, and I'm going to hurry up here because okay, you've got your thread, you've got the needle thread, the check button, which is beautiful. This is a dragonfly, your crystals, your 8/0 seed beads, and then we've got an 11/0 mix. Okay, get it so you can see it. There we go. And this is a pretty white and cream mix. We've got directions. We've also got a picture of the, let's just take it out. We've got a picture of the actual sample color. It's prettier in person, so that's why I wanted to do a video. And you'll notice I made a note of 22 loop beads. That's because it does differ from the other combinations we did, and that's because we're using a bigger button. So that's why you'll say, well, why does the direction say, you know, 19 and here's 22? We just needed the loop to be a little bigger to get over the button. That's it for me. I think that's a nice post, and hopefully you'll enjoy the girlfriends and have a little party. Okay? Talk to you in a week. Bye-bye.